Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today's video, we've got episode 4 of our New York Rangers franchise mode. And if you guys don't remember or you're new here, at the end of last episode, we won the frickin' draft lottery. So we have the right here to be able to draft Gavin McKenna. So we take a look at our draft board. You can see here we've got pick number 1, as well as we have the Hurricanes pick. I guess they ended up missing the playoffs because they had a lottery pick, you can see there. So we have pick number 14 and number 1 in the first round. We are definitely going to be drafting Gavin McKenna. I think that's just a no-brainer. I said it at the end of last episode. We didn't really get any comments saying what we should do instead of that. So I think that's the no-brainer. You go with the franchise left wing that's going to come in and help turn the organization around. And the other piece here we're going to have to take a look at is obviously we have the 14th pick in the draft. It's recommending guys like Chase Reed, Daxon Rudolph, and then you've got Jay Hodges. Now, it's honestly been so long since I've done a franchise mode like this. Obviously, we had that huge break there, and I wasn't running any in my own free time. So I don't actually remember really everybody that's in this draft class. This is mostly created players. The one player I am trying to look for here, it's that Latvian defenseman. He's projected to go like top 5 in the draft. There he is, Albert Schmitz. I was thinking about drafting him, and we might still, but obviously if he's projected to go way down there, the guys that make this roster don't have him rated as highly, so maybe we'll pass. So we're for sure, like I said, we're going to take McKenna. We'd probably look at a defenseman, whether it be Reed or Rudolph, or we might even move down. Again, the World Juniors just happened, so a lot of these names are familiar, like Chase Reed, Adam Novotny. There's guys down here as well, Cherenko and Nemec from Czechia, that are familiar names to me. So we could move down. Steiner as well. There's a lot of options here. The other thing we're going to have to take a look at is, are we going to trade anybody? Now, remember, we did sign Panarin to a contract extension. We can trade him come July 1st. It's probably what we're going to do. Everybody else, we're going to just have to ask if they want to waive. We're going to slowly try to get rid of some of these guys, go through a couple years of a retool, and then come back stronger than ever, ready to create a dynasty. But there's not too much left to go over here, so honestly, let's just get right into the draft here. I don't really care about the retired players too much. Nobody should have really retired. Yeah, Milan Lucic and Trevor Lewis. And then goalies Hutchinson and Tokarski. So the following coaches have retired in the league. We'll take a quick look. So we've lost an assistant coach, which isn't too bad. We can easily replace that. We've lost an AHL coach as well. So you've got Trevor Lewis and Connaughton now. They're scouts. We're going to go to view the draft class. We are going to do interviews on Chase Reed really quickly. I believe it's skills. No. Sorry, guys. It's been a while. Is it play style? There we go. Readiness. That's a big thing for me. A couple of years. So he's 2 years ETA. What about your play style? He's an offensive defenseman. And let's see about personality. Let's see what he's all about there. He's got high standards and he wants to win at all costs. That's kind of exactly what we're looking for from a player like that. So 2 years ETA, that's not bad. We want about a 2-year retool. I want to see here. These guys we already know, Nemec and Cherenko, and you can see actually the draft class has changed a little bit because Nemec and Cherenko are actually right beside each other, and now they're not. So that's interesting. I wouldn't mind trying to move up to get the number 2 pick as well and bring in Keaton Verhoff. Or even what, there's this guy, obviously a created player, Thomas Zibanejad. And then you've got Stenberg as well. Like, if we can maybe move up Vigo Bajork, like if we can get 2 medium elites out of this draft, I think we're doing very well. And I'm happy enough with just that one interview. So we're going to go straight into the draft here. We don't want to mess around too much. We're going to call one of our timeouts, because what we want to do is see if we can move up. If we can get Keaton Verhoff, I think that's, like, again, that kind of accelerates the retool. Shows you kind of what you need to be building around. Obviously, we're going to have to get rid of a first and a second. I think that will just have to happen for sure. We'll just quickly... Yeah, I didn't think so, but obviously, before you keep tacking things on, you want to check and make sure. Emery, I don't think he's going to develop. Gonchar, I don't think he's going to develop. And then a fourth? They would have more than 50 skaters in the organization. So we'll just see if they've got anyone matching the block. They do. Justin Hall. Trade rejected. All right. So we'll keep Hall on there because we're going to keep Emery on there. And let's just take a look. Again, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but it is something like we do want to consider this, right? So, well, they don't want Gavrikov. They don't want Schneider. We're definitely not trading Boyum. He's up to an 82. I don't think he was one before. We cannot trade Panarin yet, which is, again, just such a bummer. We've got Cooley and Laffy. I don't want to get rid of them yet. We'll start the conversation, see if Miller will waive for us. Well, I think we might be shit out of luck, gentlemen. I'm trying to make a trade happen, because obviously we're not trading our first to move down. 2028, I think will still be a bad team. Do I risk it and go 2029 first? Trade rejected. What if we add on a third here as well? All right, so the second pick is not going to happen. Nobody in the top 5 wants to move. The soonest somebody wants to move is 15, but we already have 14. So let's very quickly here, we'll just view the draft class again. Stenberg. Like, I'm looking at Stenberg, Rubek, Bjork, Lawrence, and possibly Belchets. That's what I'm looking at that I would like to add. So before we make the McKenna pick, let's see about the Blackhawks. Can we move up to the 4th pick? So they do want that, but they don't want any seconds. What about skaters matching the block? They want Schneider. I don't think it's smart to trade Schneider or Boyum. I would consider trading Laffy because his contract is just so high for the player he's going to be. And then as well here, rookie skaters. We'll go with Emery. And then what if we give them the 2029 first? So I think this is a decently valued trade. I think we're way overpaying. But again, for the caliber of player we're going to be getting back, and then obviously, let's see if we can do it for this before we way overpay with the first. Okay, so we'll throw the second first on there. And what if we could get back like a late round second pick in this year? Okay. Value is too far off. I don't want to pay too much more than that. So we've tried to move up with 2 different guys. Didn't really work out. So without further ado, guys, with the first overall pick in the 2026 NHL entry draft, the New York Rangers are proud to select from the Medicine Hat Tigers, Gavin McKenna. There we go, guys. We already knew what he's about, right? 82, franchise winger. He's got good speed. He's got wheels, tape to tape, and elite edges. Those are decent abilities. We're going to just sim the first I'm surprised the Hurricanes don't actually want to trade their pick. Oh, it's from Dallas as well. Okay, maybe that's why they don't want to trade. They don't want picks either. That's very interesting because, like, they're a contending team, right? They're a buyer. So you'd think a buyer would want to sell that, but yeah, we're not going to be able to make that happen. And yeah, Verhoff goes second. Oh, wow. I didn't see that coming, actually. I gotta be honest. I really thought Jeffrey Moy here would have went next. I was hoping Zibanejad would drop to sixth. Or sorry, Stenberg would drop to sixth. So Zibanejad. Okay, we'll send one more pick. That defenseman is still there. I have to do my due diligence as the GM of this team. Right, so we have to go for it here. We have to try to make this trade again. We're willing to get rid of Laffy. And we will throw on Emery as well. See if they want him anyways. They don't want him, that's okay. I'll throw him on. I'll throw him on anyways. I don't care if they don't want him. And then we just have to look at skaters matching their block here. Let's see. Any cap I can eat for them? Not really. So we'll just get the lowest trade value here. There you go, Ivan. We need another guy as well. Oh, shit. It's interesting. I don't think this trade's going to go through, but I'm going to try. Okay, there we go. We moved up in the draft. I know I said I didn't want to trade Laffy, but that seemed to be the only way we were going to move up. And honestly, like this, for me, fully accelerates the rebuild. You're going to bring in... you're going to bring in Gavin. You're going to bring in Jeffrey Moy here, an elite defenseman to go with a franchise forward. So with the 6th pick in the NHL entry draft, the New York Rangers are proud to select from the U.S. development program, Jeffrey Moy. So there we go. Yeah, 80 overall defenseman. He's immediately jumping into the NHL. He's got stick 'em up. He's got actually really good speed, which is something you don't see from defensemen coming out of the draft. Bajorek went next. I kind of want to see... So yeah, Belchet's I thought would be medium elite. And Lawrence as well. So interesting that they both drop. And now the Islanders actually have the 12th pick. And they get Rudolph. Chase Reed. Okay, so I'm happy with that. We got the better defenseman than we would have, right? And we wouldn't have even been guaranteed Reed. Oh, interesting. Hodges was actually medium elite. Okay, very interesting. So we get similar players, I guess. It just obviously we got the guy that we knew was going to be good, right? We knew that going in, so we get the guy we want versus taking a risk, and we're just going to slowly sim pick by pick. I just want to see if there's any gems here. Anybody that is a complete steal. You know, there's Adam Nemec gets taken. It doesn't seem like there's going to be a steal. Steiner, 70 overall. So yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a steal. I want to view the draft class very quickly. We're already about 10 minutes into the video. I'm going to cut some stuff probably, so we're about 10 minutes. I want to draft this guy. We pick 46th, so we're going to be able to take him. And we just know from being in this franchise mode with this draft class, he's just an elite goaltender. So you can't really complain with the draft we had, right? We end up getting... Ooh, Joe Iginla? Let's draft Joe Iginla. Top 9 forward. I'll take it. But we end up getting the franchise forward, elite defenseman, elite goaltending prospect. You can't really complain with that, right? That's exactly what you're looking for when you go into a draft as good as this one, right? When you didn't make the playoffs and you win the draft lottery and you've got multiple picks, it's exactly what you want. Now, I really want to draft this Latvian guy, Albert Schmitz. Okay, 7th D, not the best. We'll do we'll do this last pick and then we'll just get done with the drafts. I'm gonna draft another goalie here, I think. Koryaluk. Just because he's got an X factor? He might have an X factor, okay. Yeah, medium elite goalie. He does not have the X factor, but it's good trade value. It's a really good draft, like I was saying. Not gonna complain too much about that. And now we're just gonna hop right into the reassign phase here. Not trying to waste too much time. We're gonna redo the scouts in the off season here as well, so I'm not worried about those guys at all. And we'll just highlight what's expiring. Pretty much nothing. So I'm not going to bore you guys with this. I'll get all these guys locked up to new deals. And if we're going to let anybody go, I'll let you guys know. If not, I will show you guys all the contracts that are important that we sign after I sign everybody. All right, guys. So we have had a microphone malfunction. So I just recorded a bunch of stuff here. We haven't gotten very far. But I did record some stuff to show you, and yeah, no voiceover there. So we did sign Connor Ingram in free agency. We did let go of like anyone that was kind of like 30 or younger, or older, sorry, 30 or older. We ended up getting Schneider back for a 6-year deal, or a $6 million deal for 5 years. We got him a 12-team no trade there towards the end. Morrow, we signed him to a little bridge deal there. He wanted like 3.7 for 3 years, so we went with the 1 year 2.3 instead. Keeps him in RFA and lets us see more what he's about. We did sign Moy to his contract extension, or to his entry level deal. Sorry, to his entry level deal. But yeah, you can see there's no right wingers really. We let go of everyone. We signed McKenna to his entry level deal. Center wise, like you can see, like we've just kind of gutted the organization, and we were kind of talking here about the defense. As you can see, defense looks okay. You're gonna have Gavrikov and Fox. You're gonna probably go like Schneider and Boyum and let Moy and Morrow bottom that third pair, and we're gonna trade Will Borgen. Really wish I didn't have the mic malfunction, but and then in terms of forwards, like we don't really have a lot, right? We've kind of got not even really a first line. If you look at like we've got Panarin, who we're going to be trading. So you've got JT Miller, Cooley, McKenna, Zibanejad, Radish, Perlow, right? So we're going to try to make some trades for some youth, right? Free agency, there's a couple of names we're going to be looking at. I'll give you guys a look. Robertson is a no-go just because he's an RFA, as you can see. So if we take a look at UFAs and we sort by potential, we've got Josh Doan and Yegor Shinakov that are both, they're younger, not necessarily as good, but they're younger. 83 and 81 overall, respectively. We're going to try to sign both those guys. So yeah, first, before we do the free agency, we're going to look at some potential trades, and then I will do the coaching and the scout hiring before we advance any days and before we send any more contract offers out. All right, guys, I found a trade here that I want to make, and it's for Jason Robertson. And you might be saying, Jordan, what are you doing? You just said he's not an option for us in free agency. Well, he's not, and it's because he's an RFA. So they don't have the cap to sign him. They want to trade him away. Now, I wouldn't trade Panarin in this deal because I want to maximize that value out of Panarin. I want to get a nice younger prospect. But to sign Jason Robertson in free agency will cost us 4 first-round picks. He only wants a 2-year deal. So for 2 years guaranteed of Jason Robertson, you're going to get rid of 4 first-round picks? I don't think so. And I said, I don't know if I said it once the microphone was working, but I said it for sure when it wasn't. Jason Robertson fits the build of a 2-year retool, which is what I am so desperately trying to accomplish. In 2 years, he's 28 or 29 years old. 28, 29, you're just going to be, in the middle of your prime. That could really work for us for, wanting to cup contend. Spence for me, 70 overall at 19. I don't really trust him to grow. Borgen, we want to get rid of him. He doesn't fit our defensive core, and as well for that much money, and that much term, we can just get somebody cheaper to be that depth guy for injuries. And then a third round pick, they don't really pan out that often. So, oh, I accidentally opened the trade block. So we are gonna pull the we're gonna pull the trigger on this. I hope they say yes. I think the value's a little bit off. Yeah, the value's a little bit off. Let me tweak this. I don't want to get rid of any picks from this year. I don't see us being a playoff team is the problem. And even if we are, again, a retool and a rebuild are not the same thing. We can retool even if we get into the playoffs if we are a first round exit. That's fine in my opinion for a retool. Ooh, you know what we can do is we could use Coriolok here. He's that medium elite. He pushes the value a lot. So that might be able to get us a second round pick back. And this is why I drafted him, was to get the extra trade value. So I'm going to see if this will go through. Trade rejected. You aren't where you need to be in value offered. So I'm going to get rid of that second. I'm going to turn it into a third. I got to get picks back here, guys. That's the only thing. We have to get a pick back if we're getting rid of Coriolok. All right, let me keep seeing what I can do, and I'll cut back and show you guys what I eventually cook up here. All right, guys, I found a trade I really like for Panarin. It's Iginla, Baudouin, and the second for him. And this is a unique trade for us because they actually can just clear the cap. We don't have to eat a contract back, so it frees up more cap for us. We could have went to Noye, but I just think I prefer Iginla. Again, he's a player and come play in our organization in the NHL right away. There wasn't too many other people that really intrigued me. I mean, Lamoureux, but again, he doesn't fit, right? We already know what our decor is going to be. And then I want to just see maybe if I can squeeze a third out of them as well with the second. So let's take a look and see if this trade goes through. Trade accepted. I'm not going to look the gift horse in the mouth. I'm pretty sure you got the bad end of this gift horse. I thought that trade was nowhere close to fair. So I'm going to take that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that third round pick to hopefully be able to get Jason Robertson here. So give me another couple minutes and I will cut back to show you guys what we got for Robertson. All right, so this is what we're going to try for Robertson. We're going to take Robertson in a fourth, and we're going to give them Baudouin and Spence. Yes, I know we just traded for Baudouin. That was partly why we did, was to get the value we needed to trade for Robertson. Spence back on there, and then a third and a fourth. It looks to be kind of fair. I'm going to hope that that is enough to push the deal over the edge. So they like Baudouin. I'd rather keep Spence. If Baudouin's not going to go through, I'd rather keep Spence. And I'll give them a second from 2028 as well. See if this is enough. The value just isn't there. This is really tough because I want to make this trade happen. And I feel like I'm being as fair as I can possibly be. The value, to me anyway, seems to be on. What if I give them Will Borgen? Again, he was one that we talked about getting rid of. But then, again, you've got to come in with something better than a fourth. Like, I'll do a third and a fifth. Trade rejected. What if I get rid of the fifth? Okay, what if I get rid of the third and I take a fifth instead? I fail to see how this isn't significant, like, sufficient value. I feel like we're way overpaying. And again, it's not necessarily overpaying in a bad way. None of these picks most likely pan out, right? Maybe the second. Spence, we know isn't going to pan out. Borgen, we know isn't going to pan out. I'm going to try this. I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm going to see if I eat some cap on Borgen, if that is enough. Like, I'll retain $1 million and then doesn't go through. What if I put the second round pick from 2028 back on there? What if I retain 50%? I'm not worried about this cap. All right, so retaining got it done. We've got Robertson. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be. I've been recording for 51 minutes. I don't think I'm going to leave all 51 minutes in. Obviously, there's about 20 minutes to cut out so far. But we still got a lot of work to do here. So let's take a look here in the system. Jason Robertson. He's fine with the organization. He still only wants a 2-year deal. My only issue with that is that he's going to walk for essentially nothing. So if I'm going to give you a 2-year deal at 12.25, which is again what you're asking for, you're not getting a full no move. You can get a modified no trade from me that's 36 teams, but you're not going to get more than that. Right? I'll give you 8 teams. Or if we do 3 years at 12.6, let's see if he accepts that. Okay, perfect. So now we got the big fish out of the way. I'm going to cut the video again for like the millionth time. I'm going to do all the scouting off camera, and then we'll finish up free agency and end this video off on a high note. All right, so we just finished sending out contract offers to all the scouts. Honestly, there was only one B scout. So the scouting is going to be close to the same. At least we will have everyone in the right places. So we're going to look at these UFAs. We've got about $18 million in cap space. Who were the players we said? Again, Doan and Chinikov. We want to target $5 million for 2 seasons. He accepts right away. There we go. Josh Doan, he'll be an RFA in 2 years as well. We'll give him a little bit less, and he accepts. So I believe we've got the roster filled out for the most part. So we are going to go ahead here and just sim right to the regular season. I mean, we've got done what we needed to do. The only thing that's missing now is a few AHL players. And once we see what the AHL team looks like, we'll know exactly what we need. So I will see you guys at the start of year number 2 with our new look New York Rangers lines. All right, so we got this. I thought all our RFAs signed. Brandon Othman did not. They offered him that. We're just going to match the offer because I want to keep him. I didn't know he didn't sign. I thought he did. Hopefully he's the only RFA that didn't. Guys, here we are at the start of year number 2. We're not going to do any simming in this video of the season, but here are your defensive pairings. You've got Gavrikov with Fox, Schneider with Boyum, who is now up to an 83. This turned out to be a fantastic trade for us. He does fit the top pair as well perfectly. So as he grows, get some X factors, eventually he can maybe replace Gavrikov. So yeah, he's going to play with Schneider. And then you've got Morrow and Jeffrey Moy. Moy's that 2-way defender. We just drafted him. He doesn't fit the coaching scheme as well as I would like. I'm going to do some talking to him. Like, I'll do some conversations in between episodes with a few players, get some position changes, as well as hopefully get some scheme fit changes as well. Goalies, we're going to be rocking 93 Shesterkin, as well as Connor Ingram, who's 80 overall. And then forward-wise, even strength here, Robertson, Miller, McKenna. Zibanejad gives a +5, but I think it's more important to get our franchise player way up in the lineup, get him some points, get him some growth. Zibi, Chinikov, and Will Cooley, who is now up to an 85. I'm on the fence with trading him. My buddy Cleanup really likes him, and he's why I'm doing this Rangers franchise mode in the first place. So I don't want to trade him just yet. But this should be a solid second line for us. Hopefully they can get about 50 to 60 points each. You've got Doan, Parsinian, and Perlow. He's listed as a third-line scorer this year. He had a really good rookie season. I believe he was 3rd in his rookie class in points. So we're going to be hoping for about 40 points from him, 40 points from Doan. And then Berard, Carrick, and Othman. Would love to see Othman grow into that third-line checking forward. But he could be stuck where he is on the 4th line for a while. Scratches are Radish and Vakanainen. Now, we haven't really looked at the AHL yet, but we've got Dylan Garand and Volokeen. Volokeen, I guess, is the backup for Garand. Terrance, Verimev Baudouin, and Vasaninen there are the scratches for forwards. Um, Defensively, we are gonna get a few contracts here. We got Robertson, Pouliot, McCarthy, Scanlon, and Dorrington, and Sidem. And then we've got Sakura, Ivan, Wilansky. Aginla's actually up to an 80. Interesting. I think that we start him in the AHL. We could also bring him up for Parsinian. Let me know down below, guys. Aginla, AHL this season with Sakura and Wilansky, or third line with Perlow and Doan. You guys let me know. And then Noah Laba down there. Let's get him up as the second line center. Let me switch some things around. I kind of like this. So yeah, this is what the AHL lines are going to look like. But you guys, let me know what you want to see. Ginla in the AHL, we go, or in the NHL rather, and we go full youth movement. We could get rid of Carrick as well. We could put Parsonen down. So you guys just let me know what you want to see, and that's gonna wrap up this video. Again, Miller and Zibanejad with the A's. Fox has the C. We're gonna strip Miller of his A. We're gonna slap it here right on Jason Robertson. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. We were all over the place. We had some mic difficulties. We made some moves that we weren't too sure we were gonna make. I don't really know what to think of this team because of those moves. Again, on paper, we look like a team that can make the playoffs, and we just as easily look like a team that could miss. So it's going to be an interesting season. I'm excited for it. Again, let me know your guys' thoughts, what moves you think we should make. If you think I was just a bonehead in this episode too, lay into me down below in the comments. Let me know what you would have done differently and what I should do moving forward. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and YouTube will see you in the next one.